why do the police shoot people or open fire on people like in 2024, 2025, only armed with a bottle of soda and a flag? Why would they do that? And I heard Senator Sigei again say that people need not demonstrate because the president listens. In 2024, when he had the voice of the people and actually refused to give assent to the finance bill of 2024, but so many times, I mean, we are in the 4th year of this particular term. We cannot have almost everything being done as work in progress. I mean, and relating to this thing of compensation of the youth, and Senator Mazo has dissected that very well. I mean, nothing can compensate a life. So what is more important? And of course,
but is it a step?
Well, the families are saying, we have seen them saying, at least, though it cannot erase the pain that we have, but at least it will help in sorting a few issues here and there. But the most important thing, Trevor, is to see to it that the perpetrators, the killers, are brought to book. So for me, I would want to hear government telling us, fine, we are compensating, I mean, victims of police brutality. I mean, and this is what we are doing. But what are we doing to prevent any something like that from happening in the future? How far have we gone in apprehending the killers? I mean, that is more important, because if justice is going to be delivered, it will not be delivered through, compensation. It will be delivered by bringing to book those that killed and maimed our youth. And I have heard Senator Sigei, please allow me to say this, say that, he did not say it openly, but of course he gave us some statistics, told us how many people died. They were not 65, as Senator Manzo had claimed, they were 62. I mean, the police oversight, IPOA, recorded 23 in 2025. I mean, those are lives, and he did well to say that those are lives, and they should concern us. The DCP, not DCP, is my party. The DGP, the GDP has declined. And I was like, wow. So Senator Sigei can see the bad things that come after demonstrations. Why doesn't Senator Sigei advise the president to prevent demonstrations by doing the things that are supposed to be done? Because people do not just demonstrate. People demonstrate after they have given and expressed their grievances and they have not been met. So the best way of avoiding and preventing demonstrations is for the government to listen before people get weary of waiting for the promises that government has done. So that when demos now come, so when we prevent demos, Senator Sigei, GDP will not decline. If we listen to Kenyans and do what they need, they want done, job creation will not decline. If we listen to them and do the things that they are supposed to, that we are supposed to do as government, then there will be no deaths because there will be no demonstrations. Let us prevent demonstrations before through doing what Kenyans want done. Masara, you have no right at all to tell families who lost their loved ones how they should express themselves. He says he doesn't support them going to the streets because they can go to the Freedom Corner and, of course, call a pastor. And he doesn't have any right. He did not lose any loved one. They want to go and remember their loved ones in the streets where they lost their lives. They did not lose their lives in Freedom Corner. So Masara has no right to say that they should not demonstrate, they should not go to the streets. They lost their lives in the streets. Number two, Masara says that, why, the youths went there and why they supported the thieves is because, they wanted devolution to be strengthened. And did Masara ever listen to his, the Honorable Prime Minister, who was his party leader? He had said, when they had a joint parliamentary group meeting somewhere in Karen, he had said that he thought he wanted Kera Kura devolved to counties so that President Ruto doesn't go lying to people that he is building roads for them, that he donates, roads to people who support him And, I mean, so that you can devolve this to counties, so that there can be equity across the country. And I cannot sit here and say that any part of Kenya deserves more development than any other part, because Kenya is one. And the best way to see that all Kenyans benefit in development is to devolve some of these functions, some of these particular authorities to counties, so that every county now has a carer office complete with a budget to do roads there. That is the best way to do it. The best way is not to support government the way Masara is doing, together with these other ODM, together with the Oburu faction of the ODM. That is not the best way to see that there is equity in this country. The best way is to devolve these things, like Baba wanted. So Masara does not even believe in Baba. But because, of course, they are getting some goodies from government, he will sit here and say, I don't want to use the word. Now he's telling us that he's supporting this government because he loves Kenya and is patriotic. Masara, come on. When did you start loving Kenya? When you are doing those demos and, attacking this government, you had not been able to discover your love for Kenya. You discovered it the other day when you joined President Ruto. I mean, let us be factual. Let us at least know that Kenyans can be able to think, and right, that the Kenyans are not...
Hallelujah, Pastor.
Justifies the killings.
Yeah.
And nothing justifies any killings today. And none of the people who have done these killings have been brought to book. And whether it's a misadventure or whether it's intentional or accidental, yeah, the facts should be known. And therefore, our law is very clear that no one should die while exercising their constitutional duty.
Yeah.
What the President Ruto did immediately after that was to reject the bill himself, which he should have done that morning. That shows when it comes to cost of living.
Yeah.
The cost of electricity in this country is very high. Therefore, many investors don't want to invest here. And therefore, you can't hire the youth, and a lot of companies have moved out.
Okay.
The cost of life, the cost of living is still high because of the cost of fuel. And the moment you don't lower the cost of living, then investments stop. Even starting small businesses becomes impossible.
Okay.
So what is totally wrong in the current situation? You see, the president dissolved his government,
yeah,
formed it back, still with the 90% of the same incompetent people. This government has a lot of incompetent CSs and the PSs. We see them when they come to respond to questions in Parliament. And you wonder, how did this person find themselves there? Do total injustice to the country.
Okay.
And therefore, we admit a few experts were brought to government to assist, and to a certain extent have made an effort. But they have also been compromised. There is only one brain working in the cabinet. It is not the brain of Bandi, it is the brain of Ruto. Ruto cannot be a jack of all trades. He can't know everything. He can't know finance. He can't be a specialist of every single thing, agriculture, and too many promises.
Okay.
I wish he was promising nothing but doing something.
Okay.
So 4 years are gone, no work is completed. There are so many started projects. Many of them are not in the budget. Therefore, these are going to be unkept promises.
Have you seen